I got a message from Lilith, and she wanted me to say, a lot of y'all have got her energy backward, twisted, and confused. Lilith is not a man hater. Lilith she doesn't hate men. That is your own, if that the version of Lilith that you believe and you work with, that is the version of your own trauma that's coming, you are projecting. Lilith stands fiercely in independence. Yes, that is true. But to be independent, she said, you don't have to be hateful. Absolutely not. You don't have to be bitter in order to be strong. She is so big on you can stand tall and strong on your own without them feeling the need to downcast anyone else or any particular group. Which, by the way, Lilith do have her counterpart. Lilith do have her partner. Maybe I'll go into that on another message, or maybe that's something you can research for yourself. But a lot of people working with Lilith's energy, you got to approach her right. Because if you don't approach her right, she will set you straight. She is not nothing to play with. She will get you straight and of your right in order to be strongly and fiercely independent. But she don't want you to be independent out of a sense of lack, out of a sense of trauma, out of a sense she don't want you to be a strong woman just because of a not so great past with men or a traumatic past with men. She wants you to embrace being a strong woman because that's what you are. And that's more so the feminine aspect. I'm getting the sense I'm talking more so of women, but this can apply to that feminine aspect. Lilith do not function off of... Let me put it this way. There are different vibrations of Lilith. If you are working with Lilith, your energy determines what vibrational aspect of her that comes through. If you are getting a hateful, I forgot what's the opposite of misogynist, but for whatever side of that hate men, that's showing you your vibration. You are projecting your own vibration when you calling in her energy, knowingly or unknowingly. And that is dangerous. That's why it is so important when you work with different energies, you have to be right within. Do not step to work with any energies, whether do not step and work with any energy if you are not right within self. If you do not know yourself, you need to step back and do inner work before you start trying to do magic, spells, projections, energy work. Before you do any of that, you need to make sure yourself is straight, because how your vibration affects what you conjure, affects the energy you send, affects the energy that you receive. If you are not right within and you are working with energies, you will call forth a low vibrational version of that energy, and it can get you fucked up. Be very careful. Liv also want me to warn, be extremely careful, because if you're not in the right energy and you are trying to call in or work with some energy that, quite frankly, you have no business doing, you can get obsessed and possessed. You have to know yourself. You have to be strong in yourself, and it can't be based out of a place of trauma or lack. So if you call forth and work with her energy, she will get you straight. And if you refuse to get straight, let me put it like this. Again, just because you see something online does not mean you have the right or backing to try it out. You need to step correct. Only take the message if it applies for you. Because if you have been doing that inner work, and if you know yourself and know your energy and know how to work with different energies outside of yourself with a balance and boundaries, you're doing what you're supposed to do, and it will help you grow. That growth will not always feel good, but you are not being taken over. But for those who just step in and wildly just do shit and think they have some sort of power of control, baby, you gonna get fucked up. This is a realm to be respected, not feared. But you do have to step right, and you have to step right by being right in yourself, by being balanced in yourself. Things can get dangerous and unsafe real fucking quickly. Things can get out of hand when you messing with external energies and forces that you don't understand. If you don't know what you're doing, going in blind and unled. This is a warning. Because I got there was a strong feeling in a collective. I'm getting specifically females trying to call in energies to dominate someone or something outside of them, that they had out of trauma, out of lack, out of ego, out of pride. Y'all need to stop and get right with yourself. I'm hearing Lilith say it's not just the females either, it's for the men too. You will lose your mind, sanity, and that's just where it begins. So much more if you try to fuck around and find out. Lilith is not nothing to play with. She's not no walk in the park. She will tell you what it is and how to get straight. And if you're calling in a lower aspect of hers, that is your own energy projecting. That is your own distortion. That is your trauma speaking. That is your lack speaking. You need to take accountability for yourself and your actions while you're doing what you're doing. You don't have control over anyone or anything but yourself. She said this message is given with love, but also meant to put a few people's asses. This is your warning. Stop before you get hurt. If you are not right within, stop before you get hurt. And oh, baby. Take heed. Take heed, because she's getting tired of people calling her for what she's saying is for dumbass reasons. Instead of focusing on yourself, you want to focus on everything outside of yourself, but don't want to do any inner work.